Welcome back. You're watching the Power Breakfast Show. Now, in the last week or so, we've seen a lot of media reports on Ukambani politics. A lot has been going on. People saying that they're ready for new political leadership in Ukambani, while others are saying, no, it's not yet time. We're ready. We're in control. And so that's the conversation we want to have this morning. In studio, we're joined by Honorable Daniel Manzo. He's a member of parliament for Makueni, as well as Honorable Engineer Joe Mutambo, member of parliament for Mwingi Central. That's a conversation we want to have. 22422 is the SMS line. Any questions, comments, suggestions, we'd love to hear from you. And I'll hand you over to Mutegi Njau. Mutegi?
Good morning, Vaishno.
Good morning.
Can you tell us something is happening in Ukambani? What is happening there?
Not of anything I know. The only thing I can remember or I can say is that there is no business going on in Makueni. I mean, since
we are talking about general area, Ukambani leadership.
Now, Makueni is in Ukambani.
Yes. And
I'm telling you what I know. That people in Makueni are crying since the county, nothing has moved. When you come to Kitui, that people are crying because the governor there is taking money to his pocket. When you come to Machakos, you see some
that is defamatory.
So that is what is happening in Makueni.
That is defamatory.
I mean, that is what is happening in Ukambani.
You cannot allow you to go and say that somebody is taking money in his pocket.
That's what you know. And so you asked me what is happening in Ukambani. That's what I'm telling you. They are crying. We are crying in Kitui. People in Machakos, they are a little bit happy. Simple.
What is your view about this?
Well,
is there anything happening in Machakos, in Ukambani generally? That
yes.
We are not getting proper.
You remember recently, Joe Mutambo was in a team of some members of parliament who were in a meeting in Machakos, and the members of parliament made some remarks. And then, of course, the governor of Machakos said he's heard what they're asking, and he said he would do something about it. So there has been that. Some people say they are unhappy because they don't think in the past they were treated right in the election. But of interest, and in a different show like this one, but on radio, the Wananchi are very clear. They said when you came here to look for our votes, you carried the picture of Kalonzo, and you came to our villages and told us you are with His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka. That they were daring them next time when you come with a picture of other people, and we'll tell you what you are. Because there's this habit of Kenyan politicians. If you are in Central, you go there, carry the picture of Uhuru. If you are in Nyanza, you go there, carry the picture of Raila. If you are in Ukambani, you go there with the poster of Kalonzo Musyoka. So there will be told next time when you, because that
is the ground shifting. Because those MPs who talk about it went to Machakos and said, from now on, the supreme leader here is Dr. Alfred Mutua. That's what they said, those MPs. Is a ground shifting with some movement from Kalonzo Musyoka to Alfred Mutua?
Not at all. I'll assure you. The Ukambani people are as bright as Central people. You saw that in Central Province. They stayed with the President Kibaki for 50 years. They were not foolish. They knew what they were doing. Because after some time, you need a very experienced politician to be able to take over leadership. So the people of Ukambani are as wise as the people of Central. They know what it takes to build a leader over a long time to be able to market that leader nationally. Kalonzo Musyoka is not a governor, and he's a very experienced politician, so you cannot compare him at the level of governors. If you have to compare him with those governors, then those governors have to have been deputy presidents or vice president at some point to be able to manage the whole country. Then you'll be able to assess their leadership, but you cannot use one county only to decide or determine. But as far as I know, and I have been in Ukambani even this weekend, the Wakamba people minds are very clear. And that's why on that particular radio show, they said, let those fellows come here carrying another picture, and we shall deal with them.
Mr. Mutambo?
Mutagi,
yes.
Let me tell you this. I was in Machakos. And what I'm seeing on news every day is a misconception of what happened. And if there is any leader in that meeting who said that Mutua should be crowned as a Kamba kingpin, I've never heard of any. The only member who said something close to that was Honorable Vincent Musau, who requested Mutua, and the Honorable Munuve, who said, please convene a meeting of Kambas. We want to chart our way forward. And to me, that is a positive call. Anybody can wake up today and say, you know what, guys, we have been quiet for too long. Why don't we sit down and chart way forward for our community? For me, I'll take it positively. The only thing what is happening today in Ukambani is fear of unknown. People fear others for nothing. Somebody will wake up today and say, you know, this want to take my seat. You know, that want to take my seat. There's nothing like your seat. People want to chart the way forward about their lives, about their livelihood, about development of their region. And this is what we are calling for. We are not saying that, we are not saying that we don't respect Kalonzo. I'm not saying that Mutua don't respect Kalonzo. I'm not saying Vincent don't respect Kalonzo. No, it is not the question of personalizing issues here. It is not politics of one individual. It's the politics of entire region. And what we need to talk about is our community. And there is no one individual person who can build that entire community. We are 100%. We know that Kalonzo is the leader of Wiper. We are members of Wiper. Mutua is a member of Wiper. Actually, it's a governor elected by Wiper ticket. What is happening? Once Mutua goes out there, he invites the president to Ukambani. Let us be factual here. Let us talk about facts.
Yes.
People think that Mutua should not invite the president to Ukambani. For God's sake, this is the president of the Republic of Kenya. Yeah. And anybody in Mutua's shoes would do the same. Anybody would, in Mutambo's shoes would do the same. If President of the Republic of Kenya decides to go to Makueni, Maanzo will be the first person to receive him. So I don't see any problem with that. And Mutua doing so, Mutambo doing so, Regina doing so, Munova inviting a president to his constituency does not mean they have defected. So what is going on is misperception. We cannot just pause our lives. We need to continue with our lives. We need to develop our area. We need to work together. We need to work as a unit. But the moment we'll say, we will sit down and wait till we become the president, it is the day we'll go and do the roads in our region, or it is the day we'll do water in our region, it is the day we'll do whatever we can do to develop our area, that time it will come. If it is not there, today we have a president who is seated. 5 good years. And I'm not going to sit down. Let my people sit and wait till I become a president so that they can get clean water, so that they can get roads.
Are you suggesting that...
no.
Are you suggesting that there is... you're calling for a meeting to chart the way forward, and you think the leadership in Wiper is not willing to call for that meeting?
You see, when you keep quiet, when there's nothing going on, it's like there's a vacuum. The moment somebody wakes up and say, please, guys, where are we?
Who has kept quiet?
The entire... Have you ever heard anything about Kamba people talking? I like one thing about Raila. If there is any problem in ODM, all right? If there is any one person fighting another in ODM, if there is a governor who is exchanging with a member of parliament, Raila Amolo Odinga is there tomorrow. He calls these people, they sit down, they say, you know, there's a problem here. You remember when Mediwo and the other governor, they were fighting. Raila came, called them. Every day, governor and, actually governor of Kitui and Motambo, governor of Kitui and Nyeze, they are fighting every day. We have never had a meeting with our party leader. This is a problem.
You say to
Two,
yes, sir.
let me finish. Yeah. Makueni, Kivuda Kibana, Kisoi Monyao, Kivuda Kibana, other members of parliament, they are located, they even tried to shoot one another, and I think we are also in that meeting. We have never had a meeting You see, this is the problem. And unless we address it, we cannot hide ourselves and say everything is fine. We'll sit down and wait till we become president. No.
Until Kalonzo
This one
becomes
I'm not going
president.
to do.
Yes,
So we are waiting until Kalonzo becomes president.
We cannot do that.
yes, I think I want to interject.
Okay.
First of all, I don't want to blame the media, absolutely. I want to say that some people attempted to misuse Governor Mutua or his hard work. First of all, Governor Mutua's ideas, and you can see from the way he's working, he has a plan, and he has made the devolution actually be believed that it can succeed. So we have no problem with this governor. Even himself at one point, was declared that, look, I'm a CORD member. There may have been some differences between Governor Mutua and the senator. And under the law, the senator must also do his job. And I think Kenyans, wherever they are in every county, should get very worried, whereby the senator and the governor agree on everything. Because you see, the work of the senator is to oversee the county. Or senators, all of them oversee the counties, and that's their specific job under the Constitution. So that should not be misunderstood. And again, also, some members of parliament or some bitter people, and people who used Kalonzo's name to get elected in Machakos, are the ones hinting, look, let's look for alternative leadership, because now they want to ride again on another person's popularity, come carrying his picture and get elected. You see, it is a self-interest. It's not really about the people.
No, can you address the issue this man, as the member of parliament, has raised? About we waiting. Nothing happening, we're waiting until we become president.
No, I don't think under the new constitution. In fact, a member of parliament has a very serious duty to do. Because under the new constitution, it is a member of parliament who decides the development in his area at the national level. In fact, we are the ones who make budget. So if you have roads which are not done, you go and sit with the budget committee and the finance committee, and it is included in the budget. Actually, the president
No, that's not what he is addressing.
Yes.
He is addressing issues specific. And he has given examples of infighting.
Okay, let me...
And how a leader should operate. And
yes.
he's blaming the leader of Wiper.
First of all...
Not cooling tempers. He says Raila does, Kalonzo doesn't.
Okay.
Isn't that what he said?
Yeah, just before he said that, he had talked about development. And I'm saying development cannot be done by one person only. It is now squarely on the member of parliament when it comes to national issues. And on the other side, development is with the counties, is with the governor. Now, on the issue of Kitui, I am very much aware that the party leader, Kalonzo Musyoka, has been in it, and he has participated. He has talked to Mutambu himself, he has talked to everyone. And in fact, Kitui is more peaceful than Machakos and Makueni. A minute, let me finish. In Makueni, I was there. No. I am from Makueni. I am very sure he intervened. I was part of the meetings, and I followed his advice, and that is what has sorted out things. In Machakos, I am sure, and I have also sat in meetings where he has intervened, and that's why, he doesn't have to go to a podium and shout. Some of the meetings are quiet, and I can assure you, it worried him every time there was a little bit of noise, and I'm sure he worked throughout. He sat there, and he's been in it. Probably what has happened is, and I'm even sure, very sure before God, by Honorable Mutambo, you have also been talked to and been told, tone down in this language. Some of the language against the governor of Kitui, especially by some of the members of parliament, has not been good. And that doesn't help, because each person has their own talent. That person has already been elected. After 2017, you can elect another governor if you have not been happy with what the current governor is doing.
Honorable Manzo, with due respect, we come from Kitui. We know who is our governor in Kitui. We know very well who is our party leader in the entire Ukambani. All right? And we respect that position. And that has not changed. And I don't think it will change. The person who tells the king, you are naked, is better off than the person who laughs at the king when they are naked and they don't tell them. All right? For me, I'll tell my king, you know what? This is wrong. This is right. And if I will sound like disrespectful for telling the king,
so be it,
you are naked, so be it. Here, when it comes to matters of Kitui, just the other day, I'll tell you, my constituency is called Mwingi Central, and Kitui County has 8 constituencies. Take it from me for free. Every week, the governor of Kitui, okay, he's free to visit any constituency, or he's free to visit everywhere in Kitui. Every day. Today morning, he is in the Mwingi Central. In the evening, the wife is in the Mwingi Central. Tomorrow morning, is in the Mwingi Central. The day after, is in the Mwingi Central. And what are they doing? Fighting, insulting Mutambu. It was all over in the media. That Mutambu has never gone to school. We have not done this. We have not done this. I mean, a whole governor concentrating with a simple man, a simple member of parliament.
Let us talk about Ukambani politics.
So when we come back now to Ukambani politics, these issues, they've been happening everywhere in Machakos, in Makueni, in Kitui, in Machakos. What report do you take back to our party leader that these people are fighting you? When we went to this meeting, which has generated all this heat, and this is where I'm coming from now. When we went for this meeting, Mutua had just invited members of parliament to join him when he was launching water project, and there was nothing political there. There was nothing to say we are going to change Mutua to be the king leader of Ukambani. And each person, and I would say this openly, each member is free to say whatever they want, because there is freedom of one association and there is freedom of speech. And if somebody says, if I sit down here and I say, you know what, Pateki, tomorrow I'm going to open my TV station. I want you to come and be my whatever, my manager. I don't mean that you resign tomorrow. It is my freedom of speech and it is my freedom of expression I'm talking to you, because it is guaranteed in the Constitution. Right? Which Manzo, I'm sure, is a lawyer and he knows very well. So when these members of parliament went to Machakos to join Mutua to do this, it was perceived that we went to endorse him. To endorse him. There was no endorsement. Actually, my speech, if you're going to play it back, I was very clear. I said what we need to do is to unite our people, and we need to make this call. Somebody need to wake up somewhere. Let us not personalize issues of Kalonzo Mutua. There is no Kalonzo Mutua issues in Ukambani. Mutua is a member of Wiper, and if Mutua misbehaves, the Wiper has a machinery to deal with Mutua. And I'm wondering, why is Mutua not be disciplined if he has done something wrong? And so long as he's a member of Wiper, and a strong member of Wiper, and he's a governor, we are free and we will keep on associating with him until the day Wiper comes and tells us, you know what, this man is no longer a Wiper man, don't deal with him, then we will not. But today he is a member.
Let me go to another different subject.
Yes.
The Honorable Charity Ngilu.
Yes.
There are press reports that they are now joined together. She is in Jubilee, a former cabinet minister, now suspended. And it looks like there's another shift of alliances. What do you make of that?
To me, I've done my own observation, and I cannot say that there's any shift. One, Honorable Charity Ngilu has our problems in court, which he has to address. The matter which is in court, I cannot talk about that. I believe she has good lawyers who are handling that matter. I'm not qualified to do so, and I cannot mention what is happening in court. When it comes to politics, to cooperation with Wiper, you need to understand that Ngilu comes from Ukambani, all right? And if she's whipped anywhere, either where she is or in the government, she will need a shoulder to lean on. And that shoulder to lean on will be in Ukambani. To me, that is how I take it. She was taken to court, and the people who went to give her moral support, which she needed most, was people from Ukambani. Whether she will join them later or not. She did not say that because now you have come to court to support me, I will be your whatever, I'm changing. She has not declared.
There are some people who are suggesting you should run for governor.
Those are people who are putting words in her mouth. We need to wait for Ngilu to give her that right to make her own decision.
There has been suggestion to run for governor.
You remember, Ngilu is a seasoned politician. I can remember when we were trying to come together as code, when we went to sign this pack at KICC. Ngilu came, and the following morning, she was in Jubilee. All right? So that does not mean, because she was received by Honorable Kalonzo, and she was given that support she needed, she was given that shoulder to lean on, that does not mean she has decamped All right? And when Gilo is on the other side, does not mean she's an enemy. You know one thing, and I want to quote Nelson Mandela. One mistake political analysts make is to imagine that they are enemies. They should be our enemy. That is Mandela who said that. If I am an enemy to Manzo, I don't expect you to be an enemy of Manzo, all right? And if Manzo is my friend, I don't as well expect you to be my friend. So, okay. I mean, we need to understand these dynamics of politics.
Let's get a view from one of Manzo.
I was one of the people who was also in court as a lawyer, and she's a friend of mine. So I went there also to support her, and the party leader of WIPA came to support her. First of all, I want to say that Honorable Charity Gilo, as a party affiliated to her, actually NAC, which took power in 2002, is our party. And I also want to say that she's a very smart politician. Also, what happened to her, you know, when you listen to the whole circumstances, though the matter is in court, you could see some politics behind it. So she's more than welcome in Ukambani, and Ukambani unity is very important, and she's a very, very crucial part of the Ukambani team. It is true that a lot of people, even outside the court, were even shouting, you know, at the top of their voices, Honorable Charity Ngilo for governor. So if she chooses to vie for governor, the people of Kitui will decide, because the vote and the governorship belongs to the people of Kitui. So I believe she can be able to do well. Just before we left that topic, is the topic we just on, is that I don't think there is really something so seriously out of order in Ukambani. It is only that there are jitters because we were not lucky enough to form government. But if you look at the last elections results, it tells you that almost like what Kugler said in their report, the Cord Party and the Jubilee Party were so strong, were almost 50-50. So nothing you can rule out, you know, in the future. And it will not be surprising also if Cord takes power. Opposition is also part of the constitution, and opposition is very important to check any government in power. So as a member of opposition or minority in parliament, I am more than willing to support my coalition. It is interesting that some people tend to feel uncomfortable while in opposition, but I will encourage them not to run away from opposition, but you know, criticize the government positively so that Kenyans can be served better. That's the role of opposition, and it is very, very important. If all of us now abandon opposition, then we'll go back to one-party state, and I think it is very, very important. People belong in opposition, and people who are elected in court, to stick to court and to support court. And then also criticize the government, but not just chicken out and run because you think there are favors in government. Under the new constitution, there are no such favors. In fact, under the new constitution, all of us are in government.
Is there anybody who is doing that?
The majority, of course, there are several members of parliament, and they know themselves that
from Ukambani,
who instead of voting with the court, they choose to vote on the other side. Though it's a freedom, but you know, you have to play the role you have been assigned by the constitution. Otherwise, you're going to kill opposition, and then the government will not be properly checked, and the people of Kenya will not be served well.
What I don't agree with him.
Yes.
You don't oppose just for the sake of opposing.
Yeah.
All right? If government has something meaningful to the country, because we have a nation to build, if government brings a motion in parliament, which will save this nation, I will not oppose it simply because I'm an opposition member of parliament. I will support it for the sake of the country, not for the sake of ruling government or for the sake of the opposition. I will make my informed decision based on the good way what this motion will bring to this country. I will make a decision simply because I am doing so for the better of my people, for the better of the country, for the better of myself. And I will not do it because my party said we must do this. Yes, we must toe the party line. But also the party need also to understand that we have a country to build. And the moment you say that we have a country to build does not mean that you have defected. They also need to reason out. That's why we have a house of debate. People debate. You can debate for or against. And even those who are in government, some of them also, they say, no, we are not going to support. So I think when when my friend, good friend here, Honorable Manzo, who I refer as a young brother, says that there are people who are chickening out, all right, from opposition. I don't know who, because I would talk about myself. I will not talk about other members, because I don't know what conscience drives other members to do what they do. But my conscience is very clear about this nation. What we need to do is to build our country. Whether I'm in opposition or I'm in government, that does not matter where I stand. What matters to me is to build a stable country, and we can only do so if there are bills in this parliament which make sense and which will be for the good of the nation, but not good for me, not for good for Manzo, not for good for Uhuru Kenyatta. If Uhuru Kenyatta tries to bring a bill in the parliament which suits him, let me tell you, I'll be the first person to shoot that bill down. But if the bill is good for the country, I will stand by that bill. If the bill is good for the opposition and it is not good for the nation, I will not support it because it is good for the opposition. Because I don't know that law, I will make it for opposition. Maybe tomorrow I will be in parliament and it will come back to haunt me. So, I mean, we have to make informed decision, and that's what we normally do. And when somebody does so, you should not be interpreted as he has chickened out. So I just wanted to correct.
Okay, let me say what some viewers are saying, and then you comment about it. One, Francis from Tala says, Kalonzo and Mudhama have outlived their political usefulness in the area. Their exit from politics is long overdue. We are fed up with their retrogressive politics, selfish politics. The other one says, I'm sure Jubilee government does not know Mutua very well. He acts like a rabbit. No wonder that he has been branded the name of Kavaluku. What is Kavaluku?
It's a rabbit.
Yes. Contractors are not being paid. Workers are not being paid for months. And another one says, Kitui professionals and the business community is behind the Wiper leader, Kalonzo Musyoka and Malombe. So, both of you, what do you have to say about that?
Yes, I just want to give it a first go. First of all, I want to say that I do agree with Honorable Mutambo. We have been elected by people of Kenya to serve the best interest of the people of Kenya. You have no other instructions from constituents other than to serve them better and to do what is good for the whole country. But I also want to say that not only in opposition, you know, parties are whipped, and the politics are organized through party whipping. You saw what happened to Honorable Kanini Kega the other day. The moment he's tried to think independently, the people of his constituents rose against him and said, we sent you to parliament to go and defend the president. The moment you see us doing that, we are putting out together signatures together and send you packing. So you can see the independence of mind of Kanini Kega then was shut down. So this is what we are saying. It should not happen in the majority, nor should it happen in minority, that even when you have a good idea, you are shut down, or the politics of the day whip you to do a certain thing. There are so many laws we pass in parliament simply because numbers have been whipped to pass that law, like the security laws you saw, and they ended up in court, and the court made a lot of corrections on that security law. Those corrections were the ones we are trying to correct on the floor of the parliament, though the matter may have gotten out of hand, and I believe many members of parliament are reasonable. On the matter of the comments between in Kitui and in support of Kalonzo, I want to say that it is good. You know, we have a lot of talented people in Ukambani. We have the brain of Honorable Charity Ngilu, we have the brain of Alfred Mutua, we have the brain of Mudhama, we have the brain of Kalonzo. We have Joe Mutambo here, we have myself. If all these brains are put together to work together, and this is what we are looking for, unity of purpose, unity with our leaders, unity with the whole community, then the community will be served better. For example, you could get up to 4 million Kamba people above the age of 18 who can vote. But how many of them have been registered as voters? Very few.
That leads the question which is next.
Yes.
That Raila is going all over the place.
Yes.
Asking people, register, get IDs, register to vote. He wants numbers. Yes. He wants to defeat that thing called the tyranny of numbers.
Yes.
In 2017. He's going to fight that. Kalonzo Musyoka and Wetangula, his other colleague, they are doing nothing. Apparently, you look at the activity of Raila.
No, I don't think so.
And the activity. I
don't think so. In Luyaland, Honorable Wetangula is doing it. In Ukambani, Kalonzo was there recently, and even he was there this weekend. Telling people to register. It's what is running on Musi FM today, which is your radio station. His voiceover say, get your ID and register. And I was telling you, if we have 4 million registered Kamba voters, then the Kamba community will have a say. But if we have a few people, instead of these politicians running around, and if they are encouraging the people to register as voters, because that is their right. Because if you have no ID...
Are you doing that yourself?
I'm doing it myself in Makueni, and we have run around with IBC. We've been to almost every other station, but we discovered a lot of people have applied for IDs and they are stuck in Nairobi. So I also went to the office of the registrar here, and actually 1 million ID cards belonging to Ukambani are stuck there. So I'm pushing them so that, and I'm visiting them constantly to make sure all the IDs are released so that our people can register. Otherwise, our term it as pre-leaguing. If our people's IDs are being kept there, it is unconstitutional and it is illegal. So that our IDs are released, we are able to register as voters, and once we register as voters, trust me, we have so many of us.
What do you say about the tempo of campaigns between Raila and Kalonzo Musyoka?
Before I touch on that, let me reply to what we have just read here.
Yeah.
And I will answer specifically the person who said that it's a Kitui professional. Even without you telling me the name of the person who sent that text, yes. I know who that person is. Yes. I know that person is a group of about 20 people who are surrounding Malombe and who are getting business from Malombe, and that's why they're sending these messages, saying that they are behind Malombe. We are not worried about them. One thing I can tell you for free is that Kitui, Makueni, Machakos, nobody is against Kalonzo. Get it from me. Yeah. We fully support him, all right? And if there's anybody who is trying to come and say, no, you know, this group does not support you, this one supports you, then they don't know what is the meaning of a support. We know what is political support to a party leader, and even to the party members. We know what it means, okay? And we have done it, and we do it, and we keep on doing it, and we'll keep on doing it for the rest of our lives. So we have no issue with that. And that's why I said we should not personalize this issue and bring Kalonzo in between to be as a discussion point. Kalonzo should not be a discussion point here. The discussion point here should be what is happening in Ukambani and why we are so quiet that nothing is moving in Ukambani. And if we realize that and we pick that as a topic, then we can forge ahead. But you see, the moment you mention Ukambani, people would think of Kalonzo. No, we should not do that. We know and we respect that Kalonzo is our leader. Leave him alone. Let us see what is on the side show. Like what he has said, he has realized that we have so many IDs which are lying uncollected. Now that's a topic to discuss. Like what we have said, that Raila is going everywhere and we are not moving anywhere. All right, I can tell you for free. I'm just driving from Umwingi. I woke up this morning at 2:00 a.m. in my home, you know. All right, this morning. All right, and by 5 o'clock I was in Nairobi. What was I doing? Trying to talk to people to register. So this is what we need to do. But you see, the moment I do that, I go somewhere and I'm accompanied by my party leader, it gives more weight. So all the media people will run there. Yesterday I tried to call some guys who also come from your place and they never turned up. They went with someone else somewhere else. So the news were not there. So you may not know what is happening behind the scene. So what we are saying is this: we need to join hands as leaders, irrespective of whether you are in a position or, I mean, you are elected or not elected. You have a role to play to have lifted the standard of living of people of Ukambani. This is what we are saying. That's what we are calling. And what we need to do is not just to criticize one another. What we need to do is not just to say Mutambo is a more, that one is a more, Mutua is a more. The moment we start fighting ourselves, within ourselves, we will go nowhere. We will stay where we are, stagnant, and we will never move. Other people have moved. Other communities have moved. Development are happening in other communities. What is happening in our community? And then we come back and say, no, you know what? We have a constitution and we have a county which we need to rely on. If that thing of county is so beautiful, then we should not even ask to vie for any seat like presidency. We are eyeing for this seat because we know it's powerful. And we know we can develop our area if we bring one of our own, or if we can garner numbers to negotiate. All right? We need to have some numbers to negotiate. How do you get the numbers if we are not marshalling the numbers? It is quite difficult. And once somebody comes out and talk about this, then you become a more. This is so annoying, honestly.
When you say nothing is moving, exactly what do you mean?
I mean this. Everybody is concentrating in their own area. Manzo wakes up today, goes to Makueni. Mutambo wakes up, goes to Mwingi. I don't know who goes to his place. And we are not showing that sign of unity. You see, the moment we move as a team, if today we move as a Kamba members of parliament to Manzo's constituency, Kambas will feel that impact. Leave alone party leader. Kambas will feel, you know what, these guys, no, I think there's something cooking on there. There is a smoke. We need to see what the fire will come out. So people will understand that there's something going on in Ukambani region. But it is now everyone for himself. All right? I tried, and Manzo here will tell you, I tried to bring these guys to form a caucus of lower eastern members of parliament. Do you know what happened? I saw in the newspapers that Mutambo is going to Jubilee to get money to pay members of Ukambani, of which I don't think, even if Uhuru Kenyatta or Ruto or whoever in Jubilee, I don't know who is in Jubilee by the way, is so stupid, he cannot reach Manzo, he can only reach Manzo through Mutambo, then I don't think that the money is worth to be a president.
We are running out of time.
Yes,
in conclusion.
I just want to say that there's a lot happening in Ukambani. Part of it has to be, you know, development agenda of the country which was set up. For example, where River, Fwake and Athi meet, now we have gotten a good allocation from the budget, and the government is in the process of compensating residents there so that we can build the Fwake multipurpose dam, which will generate power, will give enough water for irrigation in many parts of Ukambani, will help build the Konza city. It's all that the government is ignoring some of leaders' calls to do some of the roads. Like the tabacking of Ukia Emali Road has been pending for 50 years, and every time it's just about to be started, the funds seem to be diverted elsewhere. Last week I visited the Minister of Roads, the acting minister, and the permanent secretary on the same issues. I've written several letters before, and they told me this week, let's look at it. So I believe if members of parliament do their role, and then the governors do their role, and the rest of the political scenario is good, we can be able to serve our people, develop our area, but politics must be played. This talking is good. It's what builds a nation.
Finally, what I know, there's where bulk stops. Right?
Bulk stops.
The bulk stops with the president. Let us be honest here. Right? When Manzo says that the government is trying to ignore, and he has not engaged that government, how do you expect that government to understand that there is a problem in Ukambani? We need to forge forward. We need to form a coalition. Everyone, let us, even if we are going to walk naked to the State House and tell President Uhuru Kenyatta that we need Vakendab to be done, he will wake up and say, oh, these guys need something to be done. You know what happened with those guys from Western? They all went to Mumia, to State House. They got 1 billion to support Mumia's sugar. All right? Are we doing it? If I call Manzo today, I tell Manzo, please Manzo come, so and so come, can we go and meet the president? They'll say, hey, umekuwa mall. You see, this is the problem. We need to shun those kind of thinking, that kind of thinking, and we come together and build our region. And we can only do that once we unite. And the bulk stops with the president, whether we like it or not. We cannot, what comes in the parliament is just budget, which is normal. What goes to county is normal. Whether I was elected member of parliament or I was not elected as a member of parliament, at the end of the day, CDF will go to Mwingi Central. Whether there is a governor by the name Kivoda Kebwana or Malombe or Mutua, at the end of the day, the allocation of that county will go. Whether it was a donkey there, it is a monkey, it is a man, that thing has already been designed by the Constitution. CDF has already been designed by the Constitution. But you need to fight for our people.
Thank you very much, Washmo. We are running out of time. You viewer, you have to decide if you are Kamba leader or Kamba person. Determine for yourself who here is talking the truth. Whom do you follow out of the two gentlemen? Have a good day. Let's go to the other studio, get some music.